So I've never actually dried orange slices before. I don't know. I used to dehydrate like apples for the kids, but like I think these are still a little too juicy. Like they still have a little squish. And so I don't know if I just cut them too thick to begin with. They ended up in the air fryer in the dehydrate setting for like 6 hours, 6.5 hours. But I think for this year, I'm just gonna leave it. We're gonna decorate oranges later with some cloves and twine. We're running out for a class, and then at some point I'll swing by the state park and we'll collect some pine cones and just nature-y stuff. I have to get more cinnamon sticks because I only have a couple left of those. And we will make our solstice decorations and hopefully have a fire tonight outside. I gotta get some candles. I am like the worst witch because I never have candles. Oh man. Owen finished this book in bed last night and came out to me on the couch sobbing. So last night, Owen gets out of bed. I'm not tired. I hand him this book that he started in the afternoon. And I say, oh, look you could probably finish it before you even fall asleep. Well, maybe an hour later, he comes out of his room. I see him in the hallway and he just gives me this face. He's holding the book and he just gives me this face like, and he climbs in my lap and just, I had to hold him while his heart broke. Do you know how this ends? I've never read it. And it's like a classic. Look, this is the 30th anniversary edition. And this is a few years old. Like, spoiler alert, the dog dies in the end. Like, out of nowhere, too. He's got Old Yeller still on his bookshelf. I've told him he doesn't want to read that. Maybe now he'll listen. He just stormed out of his room and tossed this book on the table. Yeah. I don't think we're ready for... Is anyone ever ready for Old Yeller? I've never read it. I've only seen the movie.
But I finally figured out that I can just hide it and put it in here. Instead of building it even longer and attaching it into here, I just put it in here.
Alright, so guys, 1, 2. Alright, everyone come on in here real quick. Because I want to share this with you guys. Because this is worm gear. So they have compound gearing going into a worm gear. Then the worm gear is coming out, turning this axle right here, which is, if you look in the middle here, they have that gear connected down to this gear, which would rotate this axle, and then this axle is going to turn these two. So this is a lot of gearing, really complex. The only part go 4. So here, this is the same. Because I can see it wants to. It just doesn't have enough traction. So you can see, as soon as I put that a little bit more weight to give the tire more traction, then it can move. So let's go.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little glimpse of the kids' Lego engineering project. I did a Christmas tractor pull. It's over my head, but they have fun with it. So now they're post-class Nerf battling in the parking lot. I'm going to cut back now to yesterday, the book series review that Oliver did. So hope you like that, and then we'll be back this evening with some of our solstice celebration. Action!
It's time for Book Stats with Oliver.
Here's your host, Oliver! Everybody cheer.
Yay!
Okay. That was aggressive. Okay, Oliver, what book do you have to discuss?
Well, it's actually a whole series.
Okay, show us.
Well, I just finished the last book in the series. Willie and Me is the last one of like the Dan Gutman, right? That's what it is?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the author.
Like he wrote a whole series about baseball. It's basically
What's the series name?
um
It's at the top of the book.
a baseball card adventure.
Okay.
It's basically this kid who traveled back in time with baseball cards. It kind of depends what time the baseball cards were printed.
Okay.
So like, I'm pretty sure this one he goes back to 19 something.
Yeah, 19 something.
Maybe. No, maybe it was 16.
No, it was definitely 19, probably 60s.
I think it was 1966.
Okay, that makes sense. And what famous baseball player did he meet?
Willie Mays.
Okay. What other baseball players has he met throughout the series?
Well, he's met, the first one was Honus Wagner.
Okay.
And then he met Jackie Robinson.
Well, what's an interesting fact about Honus Wagner?
I mean, he was
Maybe not about him specifically, but...
in the book.
Right, isn't the most expensive baseball card ever sold was an Honus Wagner card? I wonder if that's still true. I wonder how old that fact is.
Well, I mean, there was like a cigar factory started printing them. And Honus Wagner told them to stop, so there's only a few of them.
Oh, so it's a very rare card.
Uh-huh.
Cigar factory, you said?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what it said in the book.
Oh, but he didn't like tobacco?
Mm-mm.
So he didn't... Okay.
He didn't want them to print it. They were only able to print like 15.
How honorable of him. That's good, because some people would be like, yeah, sure, go ahead and print the card. I don't use the product, but who cares? That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But there's one book in the series I have not read. I jumped ahead to this one. I didn't know.
All right, show us which one you skipped.
This one.
You skipped Ted and Me?
I
Ted
forgot about that.
is who? What's his full name?
Williams.
And what team did he play for?
The Red Sox.
And what's your favorite baseball team?
The Red Sox. How dare you skip
And who was a fan of Ted Williams?
Daddy?
Daddy and
Pepe?
Bub, right?
Yeah.
Daddy's grandfather? Yeah. All right, so are you looking forward to reading that one? Or did you accidentally skip it, or were you like saving the best for last?
I accidentally skipped. I was trying to read them in order.
Do you have to read these books in a particular order, or can you jump around? Are you like...
can jump around because they're like different stories, but it mentions them in other books.
Okay.
It just mentioned them, but this one seems exciting.
Because it's your favorite team, or was
no.
there a description?
There's a description, like, because this book, I think takes place in, like, was it, like, World War II or something?
Okay, that makes
It's
sense.
one of those.
I think so.
He fought in one of them, so it's basically, this book is taking place there.
Oh, Ted
and he's
Williams.
trying to stop him to don't do it, so because his career was, like, really good at that time. So, like, when he went over to fight, his career stopped, I think, or something. It wasn't the best. So he's trying to have him stop doing that. Like, don't do it.
He wants to change the past?
Yeah. That's every time he wants to go back, he basically wants to do that.
He's trying to... Oh.
Except for a few times. Like, the first book, I don't think he's trying to change anything.
This is some reckless time travel.
And the one where the guy dies because he got him hit with the baseball, doesn't he try to change that as well?
Yeah.
Did you tell me that?
Yeah, that was Ray Chapman.
Ray Chapman? What happened to Ray Chapman?
Well, there was no batting helmet, so this pitcher can throw like 95, and he threw it at his head. So it like fractured his skull. They were back then, they didn't know what to do.
Okay. What would they do now?
They would probably cut their skull, take a piece off of it, and just let it swell and then go back down or something.
Yay for advances in science and technology and medicine, right?
And baseball helmets.
And baseball helmets.
Yeah. He didn't have those, so he didn't have a baseball helmet. So he tried to give him a baseball helmet.
Okay.
but it didn't work out so well.
So when he attempts to change the past, does he ever succeed in doing that, or things happen as they're meant to happen?
Well, normally things happen when it's meant to happen. Sometimes, like in the last book, he did change it, but he changed the future where Willie Mays was not a superstar. Like after that year, he decided to just quit on baseball. So he ended up like doing like wash laundry, like a laundry format or something like that.
Laundromat?
Yeah.
So wait, is that true or that was made up for the book?
That was made up for the book.
Okay. Does he
changed it that way.
does he reset it? Does he like go back and like reset so things are as they should be?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you had a favorite of the series, or are you waiting till you finish Ted Williams to decide what your favorite was?
Well, right now my favorite would probably be, without reading this one, would be probably Jackie and Me, like Jackie Robinson. I like that one.
Jackie Robinson, Jackie and Me. And that was like the second one you read, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. So, can you show us the whole stack?
Sure. I'll put these two in there too.
Oh no. Your dogs are back.
Yeah. But this is the whole series, so I got all of them.
Very nice. You like having all of them?
Yeah. Now, like after I finish the second one, I can go back and read them however I want. So I may go back and read the Jackie and Me again, because I like that one.
Did you know all these baseball players before getting this series, or?
I didn't know Shoeless Joe Jackson or Mickey and Me.
You didn't know Mickey Mantle?
Well, no, because it wasn't about Mickey Mantle. He thought it was, but his cousin changed cards to something else.
Oh, so who's the Mickey?
It was when it was like a girl league, and she was a catcher. There was another Mickey as a catcher.
Oh, so it's not even. Let me see the cover.
It was.
So there is a girl player named Mickey? Oh, okay. I was on a mission to save Mickey Mantle when history threw me a curve. Mickey Mantle could have used some saving. He's a pretty tragic baseball story. But he wore number 7.
Yeah, that's not baseball.
That's your number 7.
I'm not a catcher though.
No, or a Yankees fan.
No, he is.
Okay, I'm sorry. So Jackie Robinson was your favorite.
Yeah.
You've learned new baseball players. And so it's not just about baseball, is it?
No.
It's also about history and time periods. Has there been like a favorite period or interesting time you've read about?
The interesting time would probably be, I don't know, I don't really have one. I can't remember that many.
Okay. I've only read Babe and Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one we had, right? Yeah, and so this series was recommended by the children's librarian of our local library.
Well, Jim and Me was also pretty interesting.
Okay, tell me something. It's Jim Stoshek? Oh, Thorpe.
Yeah,
Jim
he was
Thorpe.
on the Giants.
Giants, and
He's related to like the Native Americans.
He was a
like,
Native
one
American
of the
player.
players.
What position do you play?
Well, he didn't really play much because the people didn't appreciate him that much.
Okay. He was overlooked?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. I cut off your head. I was looking at you and not the camera. I'm a bad filmer. Yeah.
Well, he said he wanted to quit, and he did, but he came back because he wasn't getting played. Because they brought up they sent up a black player instead of him.
Okay.
And he said, "Oh, he's a Native American." He didn't like that much.
Oh, they like kind of dismissed him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one was interesting. And I liked Satchel and Me. Like Satchel Paige. That one was cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember. Then we ended up getting some more books about Satchel Paige from the library after you finished that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple.
It's also because there's another character, Flip. And he was like signal for the other stories like down here. So when he went back in time, because they wanted to see how fast Satchel Paige could throw, like if he could throw 100 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't see because his pitch broke the radar gun.
Okay. So Satchel Paige, he didn't actually play for the MLB, did he?
No.
He was in the Negro Leagues.
Yeah, he's like jumping around from teams, whoever would pay him.
Did he eventually pitch in the major league at like a really old age? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, really old, being like what 40, which is really old for baseball players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 45 maybe.
45. Huh, I'm gonna have to, look that up again.
I don't know.
But no, you're right. It was at some point in his 40s he finally got a chance to pitch in the major leagues.
Yeah, I think it was for the Indians, Cleveland Indians or something.
I think so, right? Because when we did our baseball stadium road trip, we got a book about him.
Yeah.
We read Clemente for when we went to see the Pirates.
Yes.
And then, I think we did get a Satchel Paige book for when we were in Cleveland. No longer called the Cleveland Indians, right?
Yeah, they're now the Guardians.
Right, that's the right move to make. We gotta get you a new t-shirt.
Yeah. I was gonna wear it last night and I said, nah, I'm not gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear my Hufflepuff shirt.
Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What?
Nothing. We've discussed J.K. Rowling, right? The author of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
She's not a great person.
Yeah, I just had this shirt because I like Hufflepuff.
Okay.
I like Gryffindor better. I have a Gryffindor shirt.
Gryffindors are show-offs.
Yeah. But I like this.
Are you a Gryffindor? I don't want to talk about that anymore. All right. Baseball card adventure series.
Uh-huh.
Overall, highly recommend?
Yes.
Okay.
For people who like adventure stories.
All right.
Because it's very adventure-y.
Adventure-y.
Yeah, and also like back time. Like
So it's exciting and educational?
a little bit.
Awesome. All right, sign off. This has been Book Chats with Oliver. Wave goodbye.
Hi.
Hold it. There. I think it's done.
Mm-hmm.
I smelled something. Like the rosemary?
I think it's the cloves. Yeah.